3, 2, 1.
Yeah! What's going on, everybody? My name's AJ Capasso, host of Talking with the Source. I'm here with my best friend and host, Jonathan Keyworth of JK47 Paranormal Investigations. Hi, Christina Bell. Thank you so much for being with us. We're going to have an amazing show today. Buddy, what is going on?
Not much, brother. Just living life, man.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, we have a great show today. We have Emmie Mackenzie from PDX Paranormal. Can't wait to bring her forward. I'm going to bring her on right now. What's up, Chris? How you been? Hey, Emmie, how are you?
What's up? Hi,
Not
guys.
much. How you been?
I've been doing pretty good. Been busy,
Good.
trying to keep busy. Look at that. We got some amazing people coming in.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hey,
awesome.
Gemma. Hey, Christina. Hey, Beth. Welcome.
So
and then
I
on the other
wanted
side,
to
we got
ask-
Chris and, huh?
Yeah, I
I
wanted to
can't
ask
keep
you.
up with these comments.
I know, right?
I know.
Just wait.
Seriously. Hey, Suzette, how are you? So I wanted to ask you, you have an awesome getup behind you right now. You got some skulls, you got, like
Yeah,
a
the
panda
panda bear.
bear. I mean, you're
It's a
rocking right
Ouija
now.
board skull. Did you guys know that? I got a fish right here,
No.
too. It's a
Is
Ouija
it?
board skull.
Oh, that is
Oh.
sick. Oh, that is so cool. Oh, I need to get me one of them. That is the
That's
coolest
crazy.
skull I've ever seen.
Yeah, I got that. I got clowns. I got dolls.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
The
I got
real.
me one of
Looks like
them.
the Annabelle doll.
The real. Yeah. Yep. Oh, he's got
Yeah.
one.
Right
Watch
on.
out.
Oh, see? Look at that, you guys. We got dolls. Doll time.
Watch out.
I got a couple haunted dolls. Yeah.
Wow. See, I'm out of the loop here. I don't have no dolls. I don't have
Hey,
no haunted
Hey,
dolls.
I got Big Bad Bob here. Big Bad Bob went on all my investigations with me.
oh,
Now
hang
that
on.
is
Now,
creepy.
here's this one. Let me move that.
That looks like he stole from your daughter's room.
So-
Like that's
No,
a
she
creepy
gave
doll.
it to me. She said, "Dad, this will keep you safe on your investigations."
That's so
Hey,
cool.
there you go.
So this doll I got free off of Marketplace. So, whoa, this is.
Oh wow,
Really,
yeah.
Wow.
turn of the century, and it's filled with like hay. The head is, it's not ceramic, it's oh god, what is it? Clay. The head is clay.
Wow.
Oh yeah, wow.
And you see how the whole doll is put together. So I had asked her, she had it sitting on the porch when I showed up, so that was kind of creepy itself, just sitting there on the porch, just waiting. And
Yeah.
she come outside. I'd asked her, I'm like, why you get rid of the doll? She goes, I brought it back with me from Lansing, Michigan about 2 or 3 years ago, she said. And I said, okay. I'm like, so why you get rid of it? She got it at an estate sale. So that should tell you something there too.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And she goes, I
Definitely.
had plans to do something like fix it up or something. She goes, but the doll just started creeping me out. I'm like,
Wow.
cool. And
That
we
is
started to do a spirit box session with the doll, but somebody was in there. Adventures with Beth was in there, and her family started coming through, and her family is German.
Ooh.
And so there was on my spirit box, there was German speaking, and it was her family. So I was like, I got to do another spirit box session with this one. And if it
Wow.
comes back, with the whole German thing, then I'm going to give this doll to Beth because it would rightfully be hers considering the family.
Well, my question is, like, how were you able to verify that it was speaking actual German through the spirit box? Your friend speaks German?
Yes.
Now,
People.
what happens if you have to show her this? Like, say, if you do a spirit box session, would you have to show her it because of Obviously, it's speaking in German. If it does it again, would you have
Show
to
her
like show her it to like
Beth.
translate it? Yeah,
Yes, I would
yeah. I
have
was
her
gonna
there
say,
to see,
yeah.
if it is.
No, that's a great experiment to try out.
Yeah,
But
I've
first
never
thing I
heard
was gonna,
German come across my spirit box.
yeah, no, no,
that
I've
was
never
the
either.
craziest thing.
Yeah,
That reminds
I
me of my Bruce Lee session I did. Like I took Chinese in high school, and I said, "Hey Bruce, can you say hello in Chinese?" And he said, "Ni hao," and I was like, "Yeah,
What?
yeah."
Nice. That's so cool.
so tell
Yeah.
me, I mean, how did you get into the paranormal? I know I've asked you this on a personal level and stuff like
Yeah.
that, but let me ask you on the show, how did you get into the paranormal and what got you into it?
Well, pretty much my hometown I grew up in. There's so much history there, and the town I grew up in is Baker City, Oregon, and that's where a lot of the gold mining was happening and the gold dredge and stuff like that. So you know how people get when there's gold around back in the day.
Gold fever.
Yep. And so there's a lot like there was a lot of tunnels under the town. This is a small town, population 10,000. Small town, but
Yeah,
there were tunnels everywhere. And when they were pulling up the history, because of the gold rush and stuff like that, they had Chinese men that would be, do the hard labor work for them.
yeah.
But just a lot of killings, a lot of lot of negativity. I feel like I'm starting to flirp up here. A lot of negativity going on because of how many people was killed there. Just everything going on. So pretty much any house you were in, for the most part, you could feel something. There was something there. I was reading comments. Hold on. I'm sorry. I gotta stop reading comments. And so my first experience that I can actually remember that was very, I won't say,
Profound.
yeah, it's something that I will never forget. I probably had
Yeah,
other experiences when I was younger, seeing stuff, but this
yeah.
one, back in the day, we were able to babysit at the age of 9. So, I mean,
Wow.
if anybody knows that, back in the 70s, you can babysit at age 9.
Well,
And
Yeah.
well,
so,
that's where the saying "not a Chinaman's chance" came from. Was from the Chinamen mining, because they'd hang them over the cliffs or go into the caves, and they would be the ones to ignite the dynamite.
yes. Okay, yes. See? Okay, there we
I
go.
didn't even know that. Yeah.
Well, before I finish my story, you know that movie, or not movie, that show that was talking about, oh, it happened in Sumter, Oregon. It was a paranormal show, Haunted Caves or something like that, or
I think I know what you're talking about. I forgot the name of the show, but I know what you're
Haunted
talking about.
it was caves. It was a show, paranormal caves or something like that in Sumter, Oregon. They had a series of that.
Wow.
So what happened to me when I was babysitting, this little girl, she was, I must say, like 4, and she would always tell me that there was a guy standing in the corner and he's talking to her. And 9 years old, I'm like, oh, I can't see him. I'm like, okay, if you say so. And she goes, he's talking about there's a lady that's hurt. I'm like, where's this lady? And she said, in the basement. Well, their basement was, the dirt floor and those rock kind of walls, like you had to dig to make that basement. But in that house, the father was a drummer,
Mm.
and we would hear tapping on the drum like that.
Wow.
Go in there is like nothing. Another time the stove would turn on, and the crazy and scary thing about this, it was a gas stove.
I was just about to
So
ask.
it
Yep.
was a gas stove, and that was scary.
Would the
Then you would
flame
hear
be
the
lit or would just the gas be coming out?
flame would be lit. So it's
Oh, that's
physically, it
even
had to be pushed
freakier.
in.
Yeah,
Yes.
that's freakier.
And what, hon? Oh, okay. Then you would hear tapping on the cymbals. Ting, ting, ting. And the other crazy thing was it was across the street from a cemetery. So of course,
Yeah.
Of course, yeah.
So, and this is going to be the first time I'm telling this story, the entire story, because what had happened, because that little girl, her name was Krishna, I will never forget that, would constantly to her parents talk about this lady that's hurt and she needs help and she's in the basement. So my mom at the time, my biological mom at the time, and the family, they're like, let's go in the basement and try to figure it out. So hello everybody coming in. They had dug through like the dirt brick walls, or not brick, but it was the dirt and the rock walls and stuff. And I guess behind there they found a boarded up door that, big enough to where you can crawl into.
Yeah.
So then the cops get involved because there were bones that were found.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So there was definitely some foul play, you think?
Yeah. And that went on for like a year or so before they even said, hey, let's go check down the basement. But yeah, that's what happened there. And then
That's got to be terrifying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
From what you experienced, and then find out the bones are found, and then you're not
Yeah.
crazy, and it's like, no
I
one
know, it's like, is
believes
the little
me.
girl crazy? Am I crazy? Are we all
Yeah.
crazy? Because back in the
Right?
day, that stuff was shunned. You didn't speak of it because you were
How
crazy.
old were you when that happened?
I was 9.
Wow.
And that's what I was saying.
Wow.
He goes, like, you remember with something like that? Yes, it is, babe.
Yeah, right. Right. I tell you, that's
Yeah.
something I would not forget. But so tell me, like, how'd you get PDX started, and how'd you get into investigating? Like, I know, you obviously went through multiple events and throughout your life, but what got you into
Yeah.
actual investigating?
Okay, so when I decided to get married, have a family, I wanted to put the investigation, part on hold. And before I even did that, I would go out and investigate, but I guess it was a different type of investigation. We didn't have the radios and stuff like that we have nowadays. It was just basically you got to listen and hear things, and and they really did speak to you and communicate to you, whether you had something or not, electronic device or not. The Polaroid cameras back then, the best.
Yeah, that's what I use.
Oh,
I
yeah.
still use it.
Yep.
The best. We got pictures of when we were in the hotel room staying at the Grand Hotel, which is very haunted. Huh? Yeah, it's very haunted. You can Google that, the Grand Hotel, and that's one of the hot spots in Oregon. That's my hometown. Jay and I got pictures of, you can see the orbs, he's standing like right in the middle, and that's one of the hotels where a lot of the men would come in during the gold rush times and stuff to stay at that hotel, because it was a hotel bar. Very high in energy.
Yeah, I bet.
So when I decided it's time to settle down, get married, I didn't want all this stuff to kind of move over into my family. I just wanted to put it back on the back shelf. But that didn't help. It still decided to come through. So when Jay and I bought this house, this is crazy. Jay and I bought this house, and for the first 5 years, like, we sit in the other living room, and I don't know if you guys seen him live. You can see the TV behind him, but the couch, we sit there and watch TV, but there's a hallway right there. And once in a while, I would see this shadow kind of come peeking around the hallway and then go like that. And so, you know what I do? I'm yelling at the kids, go to bed,
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I was thinking. It was about the kid hype.
Yep.
And I guess Jay had saw the same thing for the first 5 years. I need a drink. Pepsi. I'm just waking up. And so one day we were sitting in the living room watching a movie, being all relaxed, and we were kid free. So there was nobody in the house. And all of a sudden something caught my out of my peripheral vision. I looked over there and I looked back and Jay goes, "What'd you see?" I'm like, "Nothing." He goes, "No, what did you see?" I'm like, "Nothing." He goes, "I'm going to show you what you saw." And he goes over there and he mimics it. And of course, now I'm trying to pick my jaw up off the floor. I'm like, "How do you know?" He goes, "I see the same thing." I'm like, "No." He goes, "Yeah." So there's that.
Yeah.
All my kids are gifted. I have one kid I found out he was like 15, 16 when he told me he can astral project. I'm like, "What? You didn't tell me this earlier?" He goes, "Well, I thought you thought I was going to be crazy." I'm like, "No." So
Right.
he can astral project. He gets into a lot of that.
Wow. That's an
Yeah,
amazing gift to have. I've done it
I'm
once, and
jealous.
John and me have been talking about it a lot lately, and he actually did it. And he's like, dude, it was so terrifying. And like, I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, it is. When you're not used to it, it's definitely
Mhm.
terrifying.
Yeah, so there's that. Another time, Ozzy was at a football game, or he plays football, and we had to go out of town to that game. And I had my daughter Cheyenne and her friend Mercedes, and they were cheerleaders, so we had to get them to the game because football players go out first in practice and stuff. So here in Portland, there's like 13 bridges you got to go across to get. We had to go to Hillsboro,
Mm.
and the bridge we were going across was Fremont Bridge, and it was during rush hour. There's like 5 lanes, and I was in the fast lane. And as you're coming up over the bridge, it kind of like turns like that, gradually.
Yeah.
So the cars were going by so fast, and I'm coming up, and then all of a sudden I see the traffic had come to a complete stop. And I'm like, "Oh my God." I had 3 choices. Turn off and go into the river, which that
Oh,
wouldn't. I'm like, "No."
Oh my God.
Rear end this person, and that would have been a hard hit, or cut into traffic. And I honestly think my guardian angel was there because we all screamed as I turned. My eyes were shut. We screamed, opened up our eyes, and there was no traffic. And it was just going like that, passing by. But then, so the next day, I get a call from my other son who wasn't with us. We didn't tell anybody about that story. He's like, "Mom, I had a really bad nightmare yesterday."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What? What do you mean?" He goes, "I had a really bad nightmare." He goes, You and Dad are okay, right?" I'm like, "Yeah, we're fine." I'm like, "Well, what's it about?" He goes, "I woke up screaming." I'm like, "What happened?"
Wow.
He goes, "I had a dream. You and Dad and Cheyenne went off the bridge going to Portland."
Wow.
what?
Yes. And I'm like, "Okay, this is a little creepy." I asked him, I go, "Who was driving?" He goes, "Dad was." I'm like, "Okay." And I explained to him I was driving, and I'm thinking that's probably what saved us too, because Jay was going to drive. And I'm like, "No, let me drive. I can get us there." So
Well, thank the
everything
Lord
was,
they was right in line. Oh my gosh. And then him telling you that is
and
wild.
waking up
There's
screaming, and we're thinking when we screamed, that projected, you know, something. No, the dad wasn't drive. The dad was going to drive. Yes, the dad was supposed to drive, but I decided to drive.
Thank the Lord.
crazy.
See, it's so crazy how those little synchronicities line up.
Yeah.
And that's what goes to show, like, that is what I try to tell people. That's how the spirit world reaches out, is through those synchronicities.
Mm-hmm.
It may be as small as a dime or as big as a feather. Like, it could be multiple things, or as big as a billboard. I mean, flat out in your face. I mean, my dad used to get his answers that way sometimes. So, I mean, he needed it
Dude,
smack dab in his face for him to understand. So,
yeah,
you
that's
know,
like when I was in Iraq and I heard that voice say, "Whatever you do, don't go on this mission." And I was all by myself, and I heard that voice, and I said, you know what, Sergeant, I can't go on this mission. And I took radio guard, and that's when a car bomb killed 3 of my friends. So
Oof.
And it's tough because it's a gift and a curse at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
at the same time, yeah.
Yeah. But that was, and then we have other experiences here. It's not your show. I gotta let the dog out.
Yeah.
Hold on.
That's funny.
Looks like a French bulldog.
Yeah.
They're both English bulldogs.
English bulldogs, yeah.
English bulldog,
They're
not a
both
French
English bulldogs. But Lily's ears stick up like a Frenchie's, but she doesn't have the bat shape. She's just
okay.
weird. Her ears aside, they didn't want to stay down.
I got all 3 of mine down here. They're sleeping on the couch.
Aw.
So let me ask you this. So I know you have more experiences to tell us about this house that you're in now. But let me ask you, you just had on David Oman, right? Or was it David Oman and who was the other person that I just saw?
John
John
Ozuna.
Ozuna. That's his last. Okay, that's how you say his name. I tell you what, he is an amazing actor, stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I know I saw him on another show, and he was just the nicest guy ever. How was it to first interview him?
Oh, he is an amazing guy. Very sweet, down to earth. And when I met him in person, and when it comes to people, he's all for the people. He's all for like when I saw him at the Fear Fest and signing autographs with these kids, it's all about the kids. He's also a martial arts champion and teacher, and you know, very down to earth. He very humble. I guess that would be the word. You know, definitely, I would recommend definitely this guy. If anybody wants to interview him, definitely do that. He also said, anybody who wants an autographed picture, just reach out to him and he'll send it to you. I mean,
That is
who does
awesome.
that? That
Oh yeah.
amazing.
Somebody that's connected with his spirit, you know, and just nothing matters. You're in living in the now, you know.
He's
Yeah,
he's
not
a real
about the
amazing guy.
material things. Yep. Yeah, that's great to see because you don't see a lot of, actors, stuff like that, that really care about the people that
No.
really make them who they are, It's all about the fans, So, but tell me, so David Oman, what was that like?
David Oman, he's a great guy. I've talked to him behind the scenes and stuff. My husband ended up taking him down that rabbit hole. And
Yeah.
when that happens, the guy gets all crazy. But you want somebody who's straightforward, who will tell you how it is. That would be the guy to have as an interview.
That's awesome.
You know, and the other thing with him too, I want to say he's humble because we were trying to promote his book, and basically talked about the book and tossed it, and that was it. And then sitting here, he's like, it's almost like not being interviewed, but he wants to sit there. Don't ever do it again, Sarah says. See, it's one of those things, the 50-50. You get half the people that hate you, and the other half will love it,
Yeah.
And also depends on which David you get. But David is an amazing guy. He really is. He doesn't always, he looks at things way differently, than other people.
Yeah.
Just don't take him down that rabbit hole. And I would tell you what not to say or ask. But otherwise, he's a good guy. He really is. Just
you should tell him to come on this show. I would love to have him and pick his brain.
Oh, see, even Greg wants to pick his brain too, because he's very eccentric. I thought I was eccentric. No. This guy, you open up the dictionary, eccentric has his picture. Yeah. So
well, Ken Allen, and Ken Allen is very eccentric. So if he beats Ken Allen, then that's a feat. That's a feat because Ken Allen's awesome, but he's very eccentric.
The thing you don't mention is, was your house built on Native American land? He flips out. He's like, nope, and tells you this whole long story. Like, all you had to do was say yes or no. And then the other, and yeah, so that's where the rabbit hole started. Then Jay starts talking about UFOs and aliens.
Oh
no.
no. Oh
Yeah,
no.
that was.
Yep, you did it. You did it.
Yeah.
Yep. But I have to say that is
Thank you,
amazing.
Guns and
So
Gears. I appreciate that.
yeah, thank you so much. Um, I just want to say, so tell us a little bit about. Actually, John, you ask a question because I'm asking too many here.
Oh, geez. I guess what would be your most frightening paranormal experience besides when you were 9? Like, once you knew what was going on.
I always have to look back at probably when I did the USS North Carolina battleship.
Oh, wow.
I've never seen an apparition. I want to see an apparition, but probably what came so close is I was sitting on the floor in the little hallway. We were actually in the medical area, the hospital part of it.
Medical bay, yeah.
Yeah, yes, the medical
Yeah.
bay, yes. And Patty and I just got done doing the Estes method. And I'm sitting on the floor. I just turned my camera off, but there was a camera down the hall, so I got to find who's got that footage. But I just happened to look up, and the plexiglass, I see a face look down at me, and you can see the wrinkles and the whole face. I'm just like, oh my God. And I jumped up because I screamed first. I screamed. I'm like, ah! Because it startled me. And I jumped up then I'm getting mad because I was like, I thought somebody was in there. And I was pissed because I'm trying to do something serious and somebody's trying to scare me. So I'm banging on. I'm like, who's in there? Is there a way to get back there? And everybody's like, no, nobody get in there. Everything's locked up and stuff. So I calmed down about that. And then Matt comes down and he says he's getting ready to leave and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh my God, I got to tell you what I saw. And I start to tell him, he goes, wait, shut up, Jay. He goes,
I had to put that up there. That's fucking too great.
well, that's my husband. Yeah.
I love him. That's awesome.
Oh, Jesus.
Only he would
So
write that.
Matt goes, let me tell you what you saw. I'm like, okay. So we walk down the hallway. He goes, you saw something come out of this area. I'm like, yeah. He goes, I saw a face earlier. I'm like, what? I was freaking out. I'm like, so that was confirmation that something that is in there, but not in there. Yeah, it's like a spirit is trapped there, and it's a bathroom area.
I went on my very first investigation, and the second night I looked to the left as I was wrapping up. I looked into this room, and I saw an apparition standing there staring out the window. I said, nope. And I went into my room and went to bed. I put the headphones on and the covers on. No way, man.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, when you see one, it's scary. I mean, I don't care who you are, it's scary.
It was like white and twinkling and stuff. And
really?
It was amazing to see. And I verified it the next day. I put the cat ball in the center of the room, and I said, Sharon, was that you that was here last night? And I saw you. And the cat ball went off for like 20 minutes. It just kept going off and off. And there was nothing, no vibration, nothing setting off. And I told Kelly about it. And because that was the room that her mom died in. And her mom helped me get rid of this evil entity that was in their house. Yeah.
Wow. That's so cool.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah.
And people were like, well, if you saw it, why didn't you grab a camera? Sometimes you just don't think about that shit. You're just like, your jaw's like,
well, here's the thing.
I was done. I just finished going live. Like, I do all my investigations live, and I was
always when you turn the camera off.
Yeah.
But I tell you what, when I first saw that, I saw the apparition that I saw twice, and in my grandmother's house. Once with my whole family, and then once by myself. When I saw it by myself in my room when I woke up in the middle of the night, I went to grab my camera because I kept it with me because nobody was believing me. So I kept my camera always next to me. So I went and grabbed my camera. When I turned back to take a picture, it was like it was like a pile of leaves being taken by the wind, and she like evaporated. And it was like, holy
What?
shit. Like, so even having a camera in your hand, you were like, when that happens, you're like, what? And she was solid as me and you. So to go from solid to evaporation, I was just like, I didn't know what to do. You know what I mean? So you don't really think of it in that moment, especially when you see it,
Exactly. It happens when you don't want it to. You know?
Right, right.
Yeah,
Definitely.
always.
Hold on here. Okay.
So tell me, do you have any investigations lined up right now?
I do. I do.
Oh, can
I
you
do.
talk about them?
Yes, I would love to talk about them. So I'm going to be going to Paracon. Yeah, Paracon at Tombstone, Arizona.
Awesome.
And it's April 26th through the 28th. And I'll be doing, I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do there, but I'm going to be doing something because, of course,
Oh, there's so
it's
many
Tombstone.
places.
There's a lot of history.
Yeah.
And
Tony
What was that?
Rathman was on last week, and he's going to be there too at the Paracon.
he's a speaker, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, I should get him on before I go too. And that was a crazy thing. So my next week's guest is Rick McCollum. If anybody knows him.
Rick. Yep.
Good old
Yeah.
Rick.
And,
Yeah.
AJ got me hooked up with him and stuff. Thank you, AJ. That was this guy's down to earth too. And I haven't even interviewed him. I bought his book.
His whole team, if you knew who his whole team was for his Hollywood paranormal investigations, you would crap yourself. Like, it's the Texel Changes Master guy, the Jason guy, and then I forget the last one. I'm like, are you kidding me? That is like the ultimate Hollywood squad right there.
Right?
Of horror. Like,
so yeah. And when he said he would love to come on my show, I was just like, oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Then
he's so cool. I love him.
He is.
Yep.
And the other cool thing about this, and I want people to know, yes, AJ and I were talking. AJ brought him into the call, like, hey, join our call with us. And he did. So this guy is so humble too, just like John, and so we were talking, and because you left the call, AJ, and or no, he left the call. I can't remember. Anyways, I was on a different call.
I left the call so you guys can talk about whatever you need.
Yeah. And we've been talking like, it's like every 2 days or something like that, just, preparing. So I had bought his book just so, I look good.
Yeah,
so I know what's going on. And and my dog's growling to get in. Hold on. Cliffhanger. I'll be right back.
Time out. Chiefs.
Yeah. It's funny, GT, you say that nobody in the paranormal is humble. I tell you what, I found out that there is a lot of people that aren't humble in the field, but you know what? There is good people in the field, like Rick and like John and like Tony, and there is good humble people in the field. So it's just, getting fewer and fewer, unfortunately.
And so with him, he was a stunt man. He played in many movies too.
Yeah.
And he's into the paranormal. He's traveled to Ireland. He's been to Leap Castle.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I remembered hearing that name or seeing that name somewhere. He's going to be at the Paracon too.
That's awesome.
That's
awesome. I was like,
I might drive down there. I might just check it out. It'd be my first one to go to.
You should go. You should really go. You're not that far from there.
Yeah, I know. I just got to motivate myself, I guess.
We do a Paracon here in Connecticut. So
Amy Bruni?
Yep.
She's going to be there.
All right.
Yeah.
See, look at these paranormal people that's going to be there. You got to be there, man. And this is the second year.
I should just bite the bullet and go.
Yeah.
Oh, Chris wants to go too. Road trip.
Yeah.
See? You should. It would be fun. And then the other thing, talk about a really, really small world. In his book, he talks about the Omen house. Him and Dave Omen are friends. And I just had him on my. So, I mean, how's that work out? That's really
Yeah,
That's
cool.
right.
great. That is so
So,
awesome. See, exactly. Like, see, when I hooked you up with Rick, I think that that's how the field should be. Like we work
mhm,
together, like we share together, we do stuff like that because meeting these
exactly.
great people, like we can all learn from each other, and I think that that's what's so great about everything, and
Hmm.
like especially
Well,
having a
well,
show.
those that are willing to share. That's the
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah, what do
yeah,
they call that? Gatekeeping if they don't? You guys don't be fucking
Yeah.
gate. I don't know
yeah.
if I can touch
No,
on this.
yeah, yeah.
Okay.
You're
This
good.
Okay.
is
You're good.
this is
You're good.
NC-17.
Okay. Don't be
Yeah,
fucking gatekeepers. Come on. Like, why? Why would you do that?
yeah. It
Sharing
makes
is
no sense.
caring.
I tell you what, definitely
Scary
have
is
Tony on
scary. Yeah.
because Tony has an amazing device called the Staticom, and he's
Yeah.
using Marcello Bacci's basically work, but
Yeah.
progressing it. And basically, Marcello Bacci, if you know anything about him, do you know anything about Marcello Bacci?
Now.
Okay, he's an
Oh
Italian
my
researcher.
gosh.
Look him up. He's an
Yeah.
amazing. He
Okay.
used to take a shortwave radio and he used to basically tune between 8 hertz and 9 hertz, go back and forth, and all of a
Right.
sudden spirit would stop the static, and all of a sudden a gust of wind would come, and then voices would come out clear as day and speak to
What?
him, and he would have like 70, 80 people at his house, and all of a sudden
Yeah.
things would apport into the room like flowers and stuff for the family members that were there that actually can be verified by the family members that there was some trinket that meant something to them,
Oh,
and it's
Even
amazing. You
the
have to check out his
government
work,
went in.
but
Yeah. Pulled out the fuses and the voices still came through. Pulled
still
out
what?
the
came through. The
fuses of the
FBI and the scientists were involved in this, and they couldn't figure out how he was doing it. So he's using
Wow.
a similar method, and what he's getting is similar to what Marcello Bacci's getting, and it's just absolutely mind blowing.
Wow. Damn. Okay, I'll definitely check out that guy. That sounds really, really cool.
No, talk to Tony about it. I'm serious. Tony would be
Okay.
a great guest for your show.
Okay.
Behind the scenes, just say, "Hey, how did you get there?" He knows so much about Abachi and
Okay.
what he's doing now. Like when I interviewed him, he had one of those white noise machines,
Mm-hmm.
that you would set by your bed, and he was able to get voices through that white voice machine. It's
Really?
crazy, yeah.
I'm liking this guy already.
Yeah,
Yes,
you're
sir.
gonna love them. I'm telling you. Check out. I'll send you the link, Emmy, after this. It's called
Please.
Afterlife Investigations on YouTube, and it does a whole
Yeah.
episode on the skull experiment, along with
Hmm.
Marcello Bacci, and you're gonna be shocked at what the skull experiment's about.
Really?
You're gonna be
Okay.
completely shocked at the evidence they caught. It's like out of this world. It's pretty cool. I advise everyone
This was
watching
back in the
check out the
60s
skull
and 70s.
experiment.
Yeah.
And I will share it
Yeah.
on my community tab too, so that way
Yeah,
others can
definitely. I'm
can
telling you,
watch it.
people will love this documentary. I'm telling you, it's the best evidence ever caught, in my opinion. So,
It
Nice.
and
took us
it
2 episodes to go through it.
yeah, it was 2 episodes to
Oh
go
shit!
through.
Really?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
had to redo it. It was great. But so tell me, what are some of the stuff you guys are experiencing in this home?
Oh, so there was another time. We were using our camera, and we're like, we wanted to talk, see who was in here, and it was in back in the other end of the house, and we're asking, the normal questions, hi, what's your name? We'd wait, um, did this for like 15 minutes, introduce ourselves, and the last thing I said, would you like to speak with us? And when we played it back, it goes, no, like that.
Wow.
And so, yeah, that that happened back in our bedroom. So there was that one, but it was a deep male voice whispering, no.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
get
that one,
EVPs down here all the time.
Jay freaked
I
out
tell
on
you.
that one.
Yeah,
And then,
I would have.
so I got a haunted doll from Jen and Eddie. Do you guys know them? Eddie
No.
and Jen and Eddie.
No,
They
no, no.
support a lot of people. So my mouse keeps dying. I got a haunted doll from them. His name's Andy. And in the front living room, I don't know where he's at now. That's what's freaking me out now. But in the front living room, when he's in there, we got those lights, the circular lights in the ceiling. and they would dim down. If they're on, they would dim off.
Wow.
I'm like, okay, turn the lights back on, please, and they would go up. Jay has it where the dimmer switch, you can actually see the dimmer switch move down.
Get out
Let
of
me
here.
see. Swear to God.
No, that
Yes.
is wild. I would have
Yes.
been out of that house in a freaking minute. Are you
I would have
kidding
stayed
me?
and investigated.
Wait,
You go ahead and run.
I have a question. GT Adventure said, Emmy should show your orb video. J-Mac thought that was good. Tell me, how do I get to it? Is it on your
I mean,
paranormal
to
YouTube?
show your orb video. Jay? I'm not. Yeah, I gotta find out where he has it. Voidman, welcome. I haven't seen you in a while. J-Mac, can you hear me? Jay?
I'll let you know. Yeah, he didn't come up yet.
Maybe he went to the bathroom or something.
Yeah, he gave up on you. He was like, I'm done.
Yeah, I will get him as soon as he responds to me.
So let me ask you this: do you have any remains of family members in your house, like
No.
ashes? No.
Not yet. My dad's gonna be coming. That sounds bad, but
I'm sorry.
yeah, because he just passed away, so I'm just waiting on his remains. But so back to Andy. Let me tell you,
Yeah.
Andy is very mischievous, and Jen and Eddie will tell you this. So he also likes to travel. So that's why I'm thinking he's in the camper. I took him camping with us. And Jay didn't know. I just like kind of put a little spot for him up there above the bed.
Yeah.
Oh, right above the bed. So I'm like, okay, let's see how this goes.
Yeah.
So we were sitting there, and our camper, it slides out to a dining room and a living room area. We were slid out. The TV was like over there. And Jay's like, you ready to go to bed? I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, go ahead and turn out the TV. Then the TV shuts off. Jay goes, did you do that? I'm like, no. And the TV is not voice command or anything like that. And so, thank you guys. So he turns it back on. And then he goes, repeated it. He goes, you ready for bed? I'm like, yeah, go ahead and turn the TV off. And we looked up, the TV shuts off. And then the speakers shut off. We were like, yeah, there was no Alexa in there, no nothing.
Turned off during sessions. Yeah, this one's turned off right after a response. Yeah, it's crazy.
So after staying there, we come back home and I bring Andy back in the house, and then the lights would dim down. I'm like, please turn the lights back on. Then they would go back up.
Wow.
Jay see me hold the doll. He goes, you didn't take that doll with us, did you?
Oh my God. And then you whipped it out. Yeah, you whipped it out. And he was
like, I shouldn't have brought this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, that probably explains why the TV was being turned off. And Jen could vouch for our experiences, because when they had the dolls, stuff like that would happen. He would play with their electronics. So yeah, but now, like I said, I went to go get him the other day. He was usually in my cabinet with my gemstones. He's not there. I'm like, where the fuck is the doll?
Hey, J-Mac's response.
What?
Yep, that was it right there. It was it. He got pissed and it was over with.
Yeah.
All because of the doll. You had to bring the doll with you.
Yeah, he was. That's what he did. He was like,
oh, too funny.
Did what? So
yeah. But no, that's crazy though. That is absolutely crazy. I mean, now have you done like a full-fledged investigation of the house yet, or no?
No, not really. I mean, we've owned this house for 22 years.
Oh, you got to do a full one because you don't know what you're gonna get, But then again, though, it's like that is your home space, and God forbid you don't want to open something up. So I get that, but I don't think
maybe it needs to be closed.
Maybe it needs to be closed. You never know. Yeah.
No, that's a window. It was a real window, but my husband took the picture, blew it up, and put it behind the window to make it look like we're looking outside.
Oh, that is so cool. I thought that was actually an outside.
No, that's...
Oh, now I see it. Oh, my gosh. Now I see it. I thought that was something... Oh, wow. Never mind.
That's just
That's
it's a
cool. I
real
like that.
window.
Yep.
But he blew. My husband's a photographer, and he just blew it up. And
Oh, that's so cool.
we got a lot of those around here.
Now tell me, okay, as having a husband that's a photographer, what is your opinion on pictures in the paranormal? Like taking pictures with, say getting evidence on pictures, because there's some that I've seen that are really great. Like Robin's, one of our hosts, he has an amazing picture that we've actually gave to the Ryan Institute. They can't figure it out. But tell me, as a photographer that what do you think of pictures in the paranormal?
Pictures are good. I mean, back in the day when it was only, film and stuff. I mean, you couldn't manipulate that stuff
Yeah.
like you can now. That's the only difference. I don't know.
I only
don't know what
trust
to say.
Polaroid. I trust
Yeah,
Polaroid.
that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's so much better because, like I said, you can't manipulate that. Where these you can. So I have a question.
When you all can get to it, any thoughts on the talks about the built-in features in a Tesla car where they're taking your
I got
history?
Robin's pictures, dude. If you want me to show them, I
Yeah,
don't
you
know if
could pull up a picture if you'd like. To Voidman,
I'll show you a picture.
I haven't actually heard anything of that. Emmy, have you heard anything about the Tesla stuff?
Mm-mm.
No, I never heard of that, but I'm gonna have to look into that. So thank you for bringing that up.
So Patty and I, when we were in the cemetery, and her car has that feature where if somebody's too close to the back,
Yeah.
it will start beeping, and then
Yeah.
it will put out the thing. And we were at a cemetery, parked like right in the middle of the road. There should have been nothing behind us. And then as we're sitting there, we got this on film too. Hey, Miss Cheesecake. Hello, everybody who's coming in. I'm sorry. Hers would go off too. So is it a coincidence?
Exactly. I
I
mean, it
wouldn't
could definitely
dismiss it,
happen.
but it's
No, I wouldn't
plausible.
either. Yeah, definitely. I mean, could it
Very
be like
plausible.
a glitch or something? Absolutely, of course. But like if it's happening to multiple vehicles, two different type of vehicles, is it possible? Obviously, I mean, that's
Mhm.
running the experiment with a different variable, but still the same
Yeah.
hypothesis. So who knows? That could be
so.
that could be a great
So I got
experiment to
Robin's
do.
picture ready to pull up. This
Yep.
is the one with the heat signatures in it.
Yeah, so we sent this to the Ryan Institute. They tried to make this. Okay, so this black figure right here in the front is nobody. That's supposed to be nobody there. Emmy, I can't hear you.
That's
Not a person right there, okay? That's not supposed to be a person. That's supposed to be blank. The person in the background is his only one who's with him is his mother-in-law. He's the one taking the picture. This black figure right here that John's pointing at is not supposed to be there, and it's literally a picture of a shadow person, like as you can see.
I see
And
that.
we've had the Ryan Institute rip this photo apart. It's literally legit. It's straight from the camera. There's no play arounds, nothing played around with it.
Yeah.
Can you
So
blow it
I'll
up
be
a little
seeing.
on that part?
Can you blow it up?
Yeah.
You're gonna see what the Ryan Institute did, but go ahead, blow it up. See how it's a little distorted right here? They tried
Yeah.
to figure everything out to figure out what this was, but they couldn't figure it out. Is that not wild?
And does she have her back turned or is she facing the
She has her
camera?
back turned. Yeah.
Okay.
With her camera, that's her phone in her hand. That's bright. If you
Right.
see her right,
Okay.
yeah. So that she's facing that way. And Robin took a picture of the whole room, and this is what he got in the foreground.
I think I have the original. Let me see. Yeah,
Okay, so yeah, no, this is right before it manifested. Scroll into that. Right before it manifested, check this out. What the hell is that?
What?
Right? And then the next picture 10 seconds later was of the black guy, the black shadow guy.
It's like he came down from the roof, and then 10
Right.
seconds later, it was walking on the ground.
Wow.
The weirdest thing.
Look at the definition in the legs.
Yeah. Yeah. It's coming down. Then you could almost see his feet down there. Like
This looks like a like his knee. You can see his leg there, and like this is his clothes, and that's his knee. It's really weird.
No, it's absolutely crazy because, like I said, we sent this to the Ryan Institute and they really ripped this apart. Like, we wanted them to because I wanted to know, like, is it a glitch in the camera?
Right.
Whatever it may be. Thank you so much, Rick, for saying that. But we tried everything, and even they were like, with their best technology, were like, nope. They're like, this is legit. And I'm like,
Yeah,
wow,
and
Robbie,
then
you caught a gold
10
mine.
seconds later was this
Yeah,
one.
10 seconds later was this one when his mother-in-law walked to the door. He took the photo and boom.
Wow.
And that's the one that this is their proof. Like they took the picture apart. All these
Yeah.
pink dots, these purple dots
Right.
are heat signatures. That there was a person there, but there's nobody there.
Wow.
It's so crazy, like, I can't explain it, and it makes me
Okay,
wonder
Mel.
because I'm into photography, and I know
Mhm.
that there's a lot of glitching that can go on with cameras.
Yeah, and the matrix scene of shadows can manipulate. That's because
Yeah,
a lot of people are like, oh, you see that face? That's just a matrix in the
but
yeah.
watch, John, blow it up to that black figure. Tell me it doesn't look like an older gentleman almost, with his back turned like this, with a hat on almost,
Like
a
a
brimmed hat.
cane. It looks
And a
like there's
Yeah,
a
cane.
I'm going to say it looks like a cane there.
Yeah. Is that not wild, though? Like, I can't get over that picture because, like, I don't normally take pictures because of the matrixing, because of
No,
certain things that
Robin
can
has
happen,
that
but
gift. That's Robin's gift. He can
yeah.
take pictures and he'll see spirit in his
Yep.
pictures.
Wow.
That is the most amazing thing that I ever seen. And the fact that he turned it over to scientists to help,
That's so
to
cool.
prove.
That's
Yeah.
that smells like it looks like a man from the early 1900s.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
It's so creepy.
Like how can the cane manifest too?
Yeah.
Like that's a completely separate part
And
of
you
it.
can see the difference between him and what she looks like in the background.
Yeah. That's
Like,
an
it's
actual
2
human
different.
being.
Yeah, and that's a
Yeah.
shadow. Like, you could tell it's a shadow. Like, it's weird. But look how solid of a mass that is that you can't see through it. That's the part that drives me nuts, you know?
Well,
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
But
even
it's
going
really
back to the one before it, dude, it's
yeah.
crazy. I mean, look at that.
That
That's before his mom was in that doorway.
Yep. To
Like how do
capture
you get
that and then
See, why
how do
capture
you
can't
get
do
that,
something like that?
right? I'm
exactly?
telling you. But
I'm
I tell you,
jelly.
anyway.
But no, that's
Yeah.
amazing. Jade sent
But
me the video. If I can
okay.
share it.
Yeah, share your thing.
Okay. Share
Share,
it
share.
all out.
Shut up.
These are the vids we dream about. No, I'm joking. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Now this is like this is like old.
Okay.
And this is the Geyser Grand Hotel I was talking about. Baker City.
Hey guys, just thought I'd show you this. I've never shown this before. This is some photographs from the Geyser Grand Hotel in Baker City, Oregon. Emmie and I stayed there with the kids in 2011. It's known to be haunted. There's lots of stories about the place. This is before we had any kind of paranormal equipment, any kind of ghost tools or paranormal tools or anything. All we had was our photographs and our camera. And our phone, rather. And
They're the flip phones.
anyway,
You
I'll
can
let the
only
pictures speak for
imagine.
themselves. I hope you enjoy it. Check it out. Let me know what you see below.
See, I don't know about orbs like that. Like
That's the
I
one
don't
thing.
know.
Like, I want to know what your response is like on this, because as a photographer, like, I know this is a flip phone, but do you think that this could be dust and stuff like that? What do you think, Emmy?
Well, very prominent. I mean, I don't always think everything's an orb, but these were very prominent from a flip phone.
Yeah.
It's just weird how they're all perfect circles too. Like
Mhm.
exactly perfect. Like they're not oblong
But
in one area. They're all
my theory, though, right, is that this is how spirits travel, and this is what the soul actually is. Like, I believe that they travel
like,
like
see how
this.
those are two different colors?
Yeah,
the
like
one's
that, I
green.
believe, is definitely something. That's not just a normal dust or anything like that. But the little ones like these, I kind of get wondered a little bit. But I tell you
Mhm.
what, I have a theory that this is how they travel. And they get into a ball because every time you see an orb, especially even a light anomaly that like it does weird shapes and stuff, it's always traveling somewhere. And I feel like
Uh-huh.
that's how they travel. And I'm wondering if the soul goes into our body through our pineal gland and obviously is in throughout our body through, spreading itself out, because as you know, it can
What about this
manifest
one on his
into
chest?
apparitions. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Yeah.
wild.
see,
Yeah, that's wild. That one's definitely
because
not
he
a
was a solid object and it was in between him and the camera. That I don't know. That's the thing that makes me.
There's a face in there.
Yeah, I can see that.
yeah, that's wild.
This was the old library.
That's crazy. I just find it so wild that they're so perfectly sphere.
Exactly.
You know what
Yeah,
I
right?
mean? Like,
Exactly, man.
they're always like that. That's why I don't believe that like all orbs like that are just dust.
Our
Like,
dust isn't dust. I don't think dust is a perfect circle.
no,
No,
Isn't
it's
it like
not.
rigid and
it's not.
But if
That was
you go back,
awesome.
I mean, let me go back to okay,
That one
so
right there. Yeah, that one right there. Pause
let's talk
that.
about those.
That
Okay,
right there is amazing.
and if you look, you can see other ones like kind of
Faded.
faded.
Yeah.
well,
You know,
there's
yeah,
one that's
Even
green. There's one that's
smaller.
white.
yeah. You
and
see
this
the green in
one-
that one?
Yeah, you can like. How does green reflect back? Like that's
Right?
one of the lower spectrums.
And then why would these two be different? But then this one's way brighter.
Different colors. Yeah, even
This
if
one
with the flash. Yeah.
is huge, but you can see it's transparent because you can kind of see the
It's
chandelier.
yeah, you can see the chandelier through the orb. Yeah.
This isn't really
I don't
transparent.
get it. I mean, even if it was moisture in the air, it would reflect blue, not green.
Yeah.
This one's a pink or a reddish pink
Yeah, it's kind of reddish.
or
Yeah.
white. So like this one has a solid round circle, and then in the middle is kind of like just a little fuzziness. But
Oh
it's a
my god.
solid
Well,
circle.
See, that
You
is
can
so
even
cool.
see faint ones to the
Yeah.
left, like
Yeah, and to
they're
the
not
right.
as,
And
and they're
to the
all
right,
perfect
though.
circles.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I really,
Now I got you, huh?
Yeah,
no,
no,
I just
definitely. And
Let me see.
it's good to get an inside perspective from somebody
Yeah.
who has a husband that is in photography, because normally photography people will be like, oh, that's nothing, that's just dust, it's watermarks, that's this. But you want to know what, they're like, that prominent one, just in that one picture, where one's like so white
Right.
and then the other ones are not. I don't know how to explain that.
unless it's
Yeah, and that's the
closer
thing
to the
too. It's
camera, I don't know. And it just looks like it's further away. It could be a smaller
These
circle.
cameras, okay, so the cameras we were using, I'll go ahead and stop. The cameras we were using were get it out of the way. 2011. What kind of cameras on our phones did we have? We had flip phones.
Yeah.
And for it to pick up something like that, I mean, what was the pixelation? Like 4 or 5 on one of those phones back in the day?
Yeah, right.
Definitely.
We had Snake on the phone.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Hey, I
that's
missed
why
the car
Jay
phone.
doesn't believe in like orbs or anything like that because, you know, he will try to debunk that and pick that out.
Of course.
But these, he couldn't.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's out there. Some people are like, oh, that's dust. Well, that's what we thought.
Yeah.
You know, the pictures I love are the ones back in the 80s when you had the tube television behind people and you'd see faces show up when they took pictures. There's like no way you could do that back then, you know?
Right.
That's why I got this old TV, you know, to hopefully someday a face will show up during a live session.
Usually they're crazy there. Even during, oh, missed it. That's okay. I read it.
Oh, sorry. Here,
energy
you want to
is-
say it?
No, that's great. No, I read it.
Oh, okay.
I don't read. Remember, I don't read.
Oh, my apology.
That's okay. 16 people over on YouTube side. Thank you guys so much for coming in and supporting these guys.
20, 24 altogether. We thank you. And then 31 came in altogether like at one point. So thank you guys so much for checking this out today. Emmie, we're definitely going to have you back on because we have so much more to talk about. But thank you so much for tuning in
Thank you
today.
for having me.
Yeah, no, of course. And I look forward to seeing your show with Rick and everything. That's going to be so cool. And
that will be this Tuesday. Can I give myself a plug?
I was just about to say, please shout out everything. And I'm going to put up this little thing right here. So go ahead.
Okay, yeah. So this Tuesday, it's going to be on YouTube, PDX Paranormal. Also out there on Paralinks. I believe Paralinks 1 and Paralinks Plus. And my Facebook also. And I'm trying to think. So it's going to be Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, and whatever your time zones are in the middle. I mean, come on, you guys know. That's pretty much it. I don't miss it. It's going to be what?
Yeah.
Let's get into this.
But anyway, so yes, please go check out PDX Paranormal. We got John dancing now. Oh, we're screwed.
Yeah.
And now
Okay, hold
Emmy's
on.
joining in.
Can I do one last song? Because, you know, every time I'm on somebody's show, this is what I cause.
But if you close your emotional damage, emotional damage, emotional damage, emotional damage.
Emotional damage. I love that guy. Uncle Roger.
I hope it doesn't get
But,
copyrighted.
Yeah,
No.
we're definitely
No, we
getting
use it all the
copyrighted for
time.
that one. Yep.
No.
But no, it's
Trust-
all good. But Emmie, thank you so much for coming in and
Thank you for
tuning in
having
with
me.
us. Appreciate you so much. I look forward to it. I'm going to be talking to you this week, so we'll talk. And you know, I have a couple more guests for you. So
Awesome.
I look
Thank
forward to it. Thank you to everyone on Emmy's side who has showed up and tuned into this. We appreciate you so much for that. You can check out Talking with the Source every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, as well as on every podcast listening platform known to man. So check us out and, you know, come check us out. But otherwise, Emmie, thank you so much. I will see you
you for having
soon.
me.
And tell Jack I said hello as well.
Am I dropping down or out?
I'm going to drop. Yeah, you could drop out. You're good.
Okay.
There we go.
Oh,
All right, John,
big
set
guy.
it back up. All right, my brother. So tell me, what did you think? I thought, dude, we had an awesome show, man. I love
Dude,
having
that was
Emmie on.
amazing. I had an awesome time. She was a wonderful guest. I was glad to meet her, and it definitely, Chris, if you're still listening, we can talk later about going to the Paracon in Arizona. Yeah, man, I want to get down there.
But yeah, so I tell you what, I love having Emmie on. You know, me and Emmie, we work together in a bunch of things in the paranormal field, and then we became friends. And
That's
you
good.
know, she's been
Yeah.
a great person. Um, but you know, like she just said,
Yeah,
it's
dude.
not my
Yeah.
show. I was being interviewed. She was. So I appreciate you guys for, you know, coming on, listening to us. She'll be on again, but keep supporting PDX Paranormal. Until next time, my name's AJ Capasso, host of Talking with the Source. I'm here with my best friend Jonathan Keyworth. John, shout out your show and let's get out of here.
JK47 Paranormal, check me out. I do live spirit box sessions every Tuesday at 12 p.m. Mountain Time. I work on cold cases, so that's 2 p.m. on for you folks on the East Coast. This next one is just happened actually, January 24th. The poor guy was decapitated, and his brother found his body. So,
Wow.
a viewer from Faye's show I was on asked if I could do that, and I think it was fate, you know, because Faye just asked me to come on, and I did, and you know, she asked me if I could help. So check it
Awesome.
out, Tuesday, JK47 Paranormal, 12 p.m. Mountain Time.
Awesome. And make sure to check out Talking with the Source every week on Sunday at 3
Every
p.m.
week.
Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, guys, thank you so much and have a great day.